Hello everyone and welcome back to Train Sim World. As you can see, we are on the Peninsular corridor. I thought today we'd take a look at the journey mode for the game. It's something I haven't actually played around with myself yet. So I figured take a look, see what it's all about, bring you guys along for the ride. Now obviously we're not going to complete the full journey mode for Peninsular corridor today. We'll just have a look at a few objectives and see how we get on. So with that being said, let's jump in and see where it leads us.
This is Millbrae on the Peninsular corridor. Follow the markers over the footbridge to catch a train.
So as you can see, starting off pretty standard. Let's take a walk around the station, get used to movement, so on and so forth. So nothing overly complicated about this. Take a walk around and go find a relevant platform for our train. There we go. The first item to be discovered. Probably won't take you along for a ride discovering all those items. Probably do that off screen, to be fair. But if we do see any, we'll just pick them up as we go along. Here we are, jumping on the train. Get to go find a seat. I think we'll go upstairs for this. Oh. I'm not sure if I like this or not.
Peninsular Corridor offers the ability to ride and drive both passenger and freight trains through the extensive urbanization of the San Francisco Bay Area.
Very nice.
You are currently riding in a
just
double-deck gallery car on a southbound service. These and all trains on the line are serviced at the Central Equipment Maintenance and Operations Facility.
By the looks of it,
Train Sim World allows you to ride and drive trains from a selection of internal and external camera angles. Let's take a look now by exploring the exterior of this train.
Yeah, so basically it's going to run us through the camera modes, so on and so forth, and just take a look around the route. Of course, you can use the keys to navigate around this. You don't have to.
Other internal and external camera views are available to be explored. These can be accessed from the number keys.
Yep, there we go. We can use the number keys as it said. Press one. This isn't really anything new. You guys will have seen me do this in other videos, you will have seen other people.
You've only travelled a short distance here, so let's take a look at what else there is to enjoy. Welcome to the Bay of San Francisco. Take on the challenge of keeping a busy commuter service to schedule. Maintain the local construction industry with delivery of much needed materials. Enjoy the beauty of a sunset departure from San Jose Diridon, or service the hard-working train fleet maintained at the depot near Santa Clara. Along the way, be sure to place route maps, update tourist information, bring more ticket machines into use, and ensure public safety through additional no trespassing signs. Choose passenger or freight operations and take a tour along the Peninsular corridor.
And that's it. First section of the journey mode complete. You can see there's nothing really you can deduce from this debriefing because we just sat there essentially and that was it.
Welcome to this F40PH-2 Cat diesel-electric locomotive in Caltrain livery hauling Nippon Sharyo gallery cars. This brief introduction will cover passenger operations and recovery from an emergency stop. Climb aboard to get started. A lot of time will be spent in the engineer's seat. The locomotive's auxiliary systems are now ready to be energized. Give a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors.
Now, I really would love the option to just lean out the window and look back there. What's the thing on Train Simulator up to 2020 and all the previous iterations? Why is it not a simple thing on Train Sim World? Just hit one of the number buttons, look out the cab, look back. And yeah, we can do this looking out. It's not quite the same. Now anyone looking at this will see I've made an error here, because I've switched everything on apart from the lights. So sitting here wasting time.
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked. The reverser is used to set the direction of travel. The automatic brake is used for normal line operations. Increase the throttle to start moving.
Jumped the gun a bit there, I do apologise. I'm supposed to kind of wait. The controls here, straightforward, I think to most people anyway. But I do apologise if the odd comment gets cut short.
With the train now moving, use the throttle and the brakes to reach and maintain the indicated speed.
There we go. Standard, bring the train up to speed. Past 35 miles an hour there. One thing you'll notice is no rant from me today. I think I said all I wanted to say, needed to say about Trains and World in the previous video. So from now on I'll concentrate on what we do have in the positives, because there are a lot of positives in this game. Don't want to keep dragging it down. No, we don't have the editor that I'd like.
Coasting is a method. To operate the brakes, move the handle into service to achieve the desired pressure or braking rate, and once a desired pressure is reached, move the handle into lap to maintain it. Move the handle back to release to reset the system.
So the whole braking system on this does take me a while to get used to. I haven't got used to it, in fact, yet, so I do need a lot more practice for that. I'm used to the older style of just notch the brake pressure to where you want and then release when necessary. So the whole set the brake pressure and then lap, I do need to learn how to do that properly, as you'll see when we come to it. Make our stop. But as I was saying, yeah, no editor as of yet, no multiplayer. I am looking at other train simulations. If I have the time to do it, I would love to jump into multiplayer and hopefully have you guys on board and we can do some stuff.
Apply a small amount of brake force to achieve a comfortable, safe
small amount
stop.
of brake force. Achieve comfortable, safe stop. It's not overcooked. I'm used to brake pressure percentages, unfortunately. And must be said, I'm also used to not having these coloured blocks. I don't know why the game keeps defaulting the settings and putting them back on, or whether that's just because we're in journey mode and it's essentially in tutorial. But hey ho, is what it is. We'll roll in and hopefully bring the train to a stop somewhere close to where it needs to be. Seem to be a whole lot of people wanting to ride the train. They've probably heard, oh, we've got a rookie driver. Yeah, we'll just walk. Yeah, as I say, time permitting, I will look into multiplayer options on other games if other people are interested in doing that with me. And you know, just drop me a message either in the comments here. You can find me on Discord, same TrainswithNick name. Don't have my own Discord set up because quite honestly I don't find all that much time to be on there.
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
Setting the doors to locked. Just take a couple of seconds to set the doors.
Now try operating the train to the next station without instruction. Be aware that an emergency stop will occur before reaching the next station.
And we're off. Two. One other thing worth mentioning is I'm not familiar with this area in real life. I don't know what the protocol is when it comes to crossings, whether you blow through them, whether you just use the bell and ditch lights. So if anyone does know, that would be really helpful to me, both when making videos and when playing alone, because I do like to try and do it as realistically as possible within the sim. I think Cumberland Yard on the heavy haul actually has it by its own, and despite that I know I do go rattling through there and making quite a heck of a bit of noise. Speed. Now remember, they are going to drop an emergency stop on us somewhere along here. One thing you may have noticed is they haven't fixed the sound bug, so I do apologise that the engine is so loud. If I had a full audio editing suite, I'd try and sort of mix and match even. to sort that.
To recover the train from this situation, the controls must first be reset. Use the independent brake to hold the train while air for the automatic brake is recharged. The train has reset, so it is
Yeah. Again,
return to line
me
speed.
cutting off, and I do apologise for that if you wanted to hear the full instructions. Something I'll look into in the future. Trying to avoid doing that. Now we're on our way. Got a yellow signal coming up. Though, to be fair, it's not going to make that much difference because we don't have too much further to go down the line. We are 50 mile an hour. Got speed there. Don't want to go hurt them in too fast. Interesting to see if we can use the tracks on the left at any point where they go. We really haven't explored this route at all. I literally fired it up. This is my first time on it, recording the journey mode. So you guys are probably more familiar with this route through watching other people's videos than what I am, to be fair. But it's something I'm looking to rectify as and when I have time, just take some casual running up and down.
Remember to apply the brakes early and gently so as to provide a comfortable ride for passengers.
That was not comfortably and gently, as you see there. Really do need to practice all of these. As we overshoot.
Well done. Practice makes perfect. Give it. Good work. That concludes all the basics of this locomotive. More details on the controls of this locomotive can be found in the manual.
And there we go. That's our second section done. Our introduction to the F40PH 2CAT. Amazingly, we got a gold. So, gonna continue with the journey just for one more section, and then I think we'll wrap this video. Californian commuter. just going to get the descriptions up this time, no commentary, go with it. I do wish the door, not just on this loco, in general, was more pinpointed or more general, so it's not so awkward to try and shut the doors. You see, I'm actually using the lights this time. They're all on. We're not using any advanced signalling that requires the alerter. I'm gonna look around at what other controls we have, or we have to set off. That gauge lights. Get the doors locked and get on with our journey. It's odd that it says use the reverser, although we used it in the previous journey scenario, but hey ho. We'll take the points, thank you very much, game. And here we are departing on a nice gentle cruise out of Millbrae. Thankfully it's not too loud either, as we haven't used the external cameras. To be fair, I thought they had fixed that. Sure, I read somewhere that they had fixed the sound bug for going external to internal. Now there is a way of fudging it yourself, which I could have tried in the previous scenario. Wow, that fence is close. Is it supposed to be that close? Anyway, getting distracted. Yeah, there is a way of fudging the sound, which I didn't think to try in the previous journey scenario, which is if you get up out of your seat and sit back down, it fixes it, which is rather weird, but at least we do know about it and we can use it. I just completely forgot about it, to be honest, in the previous section. So we're getting nicely up to speed now, 54 mile an hour. Not a rocket sled by any means, but it's not exactly a slouch either. Thing is, railroads in the US, even commuter routes such as this, they're not to the same speeds as we would be used to in the UK. They don't have class 156s, 158 sprinters, or the newer stuff, 170, 180, so on and so forth, or the 300s, 400s, depending on where you live in the country. They don't have rapid accelerating commuter trains like we do. This is the way it is. I know that the US are looking at high speed rail travel, and I really hope it goes ahead. I'm not a massive fan of using planes, especially shorter route. Like in the UK, I do not understand why anyone would go and get on an airplane from one part of England and fly to another part, or even Scotland, quite frankly, because by the time you've had to check in at the airport, go through all that, jump on your aeroplane, fly up there, get off, go through everything you have to, almost as quick to use a train, or probably about the same time in total. Plus you've got to go to the airport, unless you're using your car and leaving it at the airport. You've got to use some kind of other transport to get to the airport. So for me, just jump on a train. It's better for the environment for a start. It's statistically safer. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer, but hey ho. There we go. I don't know, price-wise, that may be a factor. Is plane travel cheaper than the equivalent train? I'd hope not, but I don't know. And here you see I am massively overspeeding. Massively. I could have thrown it into emergency brakes, but yeah, look at that. Massively over. It's nice to know about San Mateo and Hillsdale stations. The rear of the train is actually at the platform, so we will open the doors and load passengers here. But yeah, that was. I did consider cutting it out and restarting this scenario, but hey, we all make mistakes, and you got to see mine there in all its ugliness. Now, if the train simulate, there you go. Perfect example of the sound issue I was talking about before. Get up out the seat, sit down, and the external sounds go away, and you just have your internal sound. Yeah, I have a feeling that this does work on a similar principle to Train Simulator, as in, if you're not properly in the platform, it does take longer to load passengers. That being said, passengers are all loaded. Here we go. Lock doors. There we go. Flip off the automatic brake. Wait for the brake pressure, and we can notch up and get underway. There's a school bus doing slightly janky things in the left of us. It seemed to race through that intersection and then slow right down. But we're not here to focus on the road traffic. In fact, there is road traffic at all. He's good, so let's focus on what we're here to do, which is get this train to its destination and hopefully not overrun any more platforms. See there? 36 already. We are getting a move on. I say it does look very pretty. Just looking at the scenery and wishing I had some of this for Transport Fever for our Let's Build Jamaica series. One thing I am missing at the moment is kind of a rundown wooden fence. haven't discussed it with any asset creators yet to see if that's possible to add. But if it does come, it would be nice. And I think it'd just give a better flavour to our routes. Blasting through this station, not stopping everywhere. I'm sure we can pick up an all station stopping service at a later date, but for now we're just gonna call up selected ones, and I think considering my stopping prowess or lack of, that's probably a good thing. Just easing on the brakes now, probably a bit prematurely, but we'll see when we get there. Definitely premature. Nice gentle 20 mile an hour. Let's see, it's about right. And there we go. Right there, on it when trying to open those doors. Let's make sure I have come to a full stop before opening the doors. Position our camera just so we can have a look down the length of the train. There we go. With the noise again. Sit down, and it's gone. Just waiting for the passengers to finish loading and we can get on with our next stage of our journey. Doors locked, brakes released, wait for the pressure to come up. Never quite sure how quickly I can notch up. Try and do it so we're not going into the orange on the amps. Plus we don't want to go flying through and damage our engine. I don't think passenger comfort is such an issue. Because we haven't got enough power to rip it off the rails. We have a train headed in the other direction, and it seems odd to see it going backwards like that. there we are. Cruising at 65 or thereabouts. A couple of people there on the platform. Just wave to them as we blast past. Idle our way now until it's time to get on the brakes. Way too early again. Piled quite a bit too much brake pressure, or released too much brake pressure as it may be. We're gonna overshoot a little bit again. Get the doors unlocked. Try and make up for lost time. We are running a bit behind, of course, which is unfortunate. Come on people, get on the train. All of us got places to go, people to see. Almost there. As you can see, I'm just staying in cab for these stops. Save pain in the backside of getting out of the seat, sitting back down every single time. Just easier to stay where I am. Even if it does mean we can't really have as much of a look around externally. On to what will hopefully be our final destination. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting this journey section to take quite so long. Thought we'd have 3 quite short sections, one after another, and move on, but no, this is taking its time. Oh wow. Look at the decline on that track going down to the left. Definitely need to get a good run up if you're coming up there. Also begs the question, where does it lead and can we go down there? I'm always looking for exploration. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to see where that track goes at some point. But for now we'll focus on where we're going. Got a nice shopping complex to our left hand side. Low-rise housing to our right. All very pretty, I must say. Which is one of the things with the other simulators that are out there. Run 8, amazing technically. I mean, it's the most realistic from anyone who played it. They'll all tell you the same. The controls, the physics, everything is spot on with Run 8 Simulator. Now it is all US based, which I don't mind. For people who like variation, then yeah, probably not so good. But graphically, hands down, this has that beat. The graphics are quite a few years behind. Trains, a bit more accomplished graphically, but it has to be said, the physics model on that is probably the weakest of the three mentioned, and graphically it's not even the best, but it is still fun. So I'm gonna be going back and revisiting the game on this channel at some point soon. I did purchase another route quite a while back, and I just haven't got around to even using it, let alone showing it off. So we will be going and trying that at some point. So this is Redwood City, which goes, oh, was gonna have a read. So roll down the window and enjoy the weather while waiting for the passengers to board. We could do that. But rolling down the window invites in the sound. Besides, we can just come out and have a look. Passengers are almost loaded. There we go. Yep, this is as far as we go. Train will continue south to San Jose without us. Can't go through that door, we can only go through this one. And there we go, another section completed. Another gold medal. Look at those stop accuracies, I'm sure we can improve on that. But anyway, that's another video done. Thanks very much guys for watching, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. So, goodbye for now.